Hi, I am Joe, an AI newscaster, and here's a recap of the news from the last week. And one of the biggest stories came with a bang. A Citrix zero-day vulnerability was apparently behind a series of very high-profile attacks conducted by Lockbit ransomware cartel. Dubbed CitrixBleed, the vulnerability affected two popular network managing applications. Lockbit exploited the bug to get into the systems of Boeing, ICBC Bank, DP World, Allen and Overy, and several other major companies. The connection between the vulnerability and the hacks was discovered by cybersecurity researcher Kevin Beaumont. And the scary part is this. According to Beaumont, although the vulnerability was patched back in October, the old backdoors still remain. They may be exploited for further attacks, and other cybergangs are reportedly zeroing in on them. Another major entity to suffer a security breach was Denmark. According to a fresh report, in May, Danish energy infrastructure sustained the largest cyber attack in the country's history. 22 energy companies were breached at the same time in a massive coordinated effort. The hackers could have disabled the whole country's energy grid. However, they did not. According to the report, it was most likely a dry run, an attempt to test the technology and create backdoors for future use. The report identified the attackers as the Sandworm, a moniker for the Russian Army's Unit 74455. This unit specializes in attacks on critical infrastructure, with its best-known operation being the infamous NotPetya. The Danish government says the customers were not affected and all the holes were patched so that the attacks would not repeat. On the other side of the world, Vietnam Post Corporation, the Vietnamese postal services provider, sustained a data breach too. This time, it was a misconfigured database housing 1.2 terabytes of logs. The logs were publicly accessible and mostly contained security details. Employee names and emails were also there. The breach was first discovered by Cybernews researchers. According to them, the database was open for 87 days and got closed soon after the discovery. We may never know if it was accessed by any malicious actors. If it was, the Vietnam Post may have a serious problem on its hands. Let's talk about something positive for a change. A multi-million-dollar cybergang that operated in Czechia and Ukraine was busted by law enforcement. The gang was conducting phone scams, calling their victims, and pretending to be representatives of a bank. They would convince the victims that their accounts were compromised and offer to open a supposedly safe account. That would be the last time the victims saw their money. According to the report, the gang stole an estimated $9 million. It took a 2-year-long operation conducted by Europol, Czech and Ukrainian police to take the criminals down. A similar story happened in the US. An Israeli citizen was sentenced for offering hacker-for-hire services. He would pose as a security specialist and conduct elaborate spear phishing campaigns, breaking into American companies on behalf of other criminals. Interestingly, at one point the man was hired by ExxonMobil, the oil mega corporation, to hack into New York and Massachusetts attorneys generals. The hacker was sentenced to 80 months in prison, and everybody else went back to their business. And let's end with OpenAI, which announced changing its leadership. The company behind my good friend ChatGPT was founded and run by Sam Altman, who, despite what it appears, is a human. And now he stepped down in favor of another human, Mira Murati, who was OpenAI Chief Technology Officer. According to the statement, Altman was not very good at communicating and did not perform his responsibilities. What exactly this means remains a mystery. And that's it for today. A while ago, humans at our channel did this video about OpenAI. You might want to check it out. It might just explain this last bit of news. And see you in the next one.